For this next part, we're going to work on pelvic floor awareness. So at first, in order to be aware, we need to feel it. So we can't be aware of our pelvic floor throughout daily movement if we can't isolate it and feel it in the moment. So what I first want you to do is bulge, to bear down, to pretend like you're having a bowel movement or you're pushing a tampon out of your vagina. Now these aren't movements I want you to do throughout daily life, but for this brief moment, I want you to do it during the test, during the assessment, so that you can be aware, you can feel what it feels like, you can feel that sensation. Because again, awareness brings change. If we can't be aware of something, we can't feel what it's like, feels like. So if you feel comfortable, I would love for you to place your hand under your perineum and first just breathe in, and then as you exhale, relax. Inhale again, and now do that bearing down sensation. Pretend like you're having a bowel movement. Pretend like you're pushing a tampon out of your vagina. You may feel sensation. You may feel downward pressure. That's okay. That sensation is what we want to be aware of. Now I want you to inhale, exhale, and with all of your might, with every muscle you can think of, make the strongest pelvic floor contraction. You're lifting both the anus and the vagina as high as you can, as if you're taking a straw and you're sucking up as much as you can. That is a pelvic floor contraction. We want both, but we want a happy medium throughout life. We don't want to constantly be sucked up, and we also don't want to constantly be bearing down. So we want to feel those two extremes so that we can feel what a happy medium is like. So this time, just breathe in, out, and you can feel that go. So what we want to do is feel that bulge and feel that contraction, and then feel a happy medium, about 60% contraction in each of the positions that we're going to do for going forward. So the first position I want you to do is on your back, laying next to a couch or a chair with your feet propped up. Feet are a little wide, and then just deep breath in and out. This time, as you breathe in, bulge down, feel that sensation, and then as you contract or as you exhale, have a pelvic floor contraction, like you're lifting your vagina up towards your pelvic, up towards your head. When you do this, I don't only want you to be aware of what's happening in your pelvis. I want you to be aware of what's happening in your inner thighs. When you try to lift, are you using your inner thighs? Are you squeezing your butt cheeks either up here or right at the rectum? Are your abs coming in and trying to do all the work? Your abs should fire a little coming up as you do the pelvic floor contraction, but they shouldn't be what's doing the work. Are you clenching your jaw? Do you notice that you're bringing your shoulders up to your ears? I want you to be aware of what you're doing. Do you notice you're crunching your toes in order to contract your pelvic floor? This is all about awareness. So again, I want you to take a deep breath in, bulge down as if you were trying to push out a tampon or having a bowel movement. This time, contract, lifting your pelvic floor just a 50 to 60%. And I want you to take note of where you feel that contraction. And then inhale, let it relax. Exhale, lift. Inhale, let it sink. Exhale, lift. As we fatigue, sometimes we notice we start to use our thighs or our abdomen. So we want to do this a couple of times to see where we feel that sensation. Is it mostly our pelvic floor, or are we using other muscles to get the lift and the relaxation? So as we inhale, we want the pelvic floor to relax. As we exhale, we want the pelvic floor to lift. From there, I want you to move to your side. Actually, I want you to bring your knees to your chest. What this does, when we bring our knees to our chest, we can't use our abdomen as much. So if you're gripping your abs in order to get the feeling, you might not be able to do that, and you may feel more sensation into your pelvic floor. Also, if you notice that your chin is trying to do one of these, or you're starting to lift your head off the floor, In order to do any of the movements, grab a hand towel, roll it up, and place it behind your head so that you have that natural curve. Now, hold your knees to your chest and just breathe in, letting the pelvic floor relax and expand, and out. This time, inhale and bulge. Exhale and contract as hard as you can. Inhale and relax. Inhale, let it expand. Exhale, relax. For all of these, we're just taking note of where we feel it. You may feel it in the pelvic floor, you may feel it in the abs. Our goal here, there is no right one way to do it. We want to see where we can isolate the pelvic floor the most, where we can get a good relaxation and a good contraction with the pelvic floor through normal breath. So that may be here for you, and that's okay. There's no right way. From here, we're going to go onto our side. If you have trouble breathing into the side, you may notice it here. Just go ahead and breathe in. Feel it into the pelvic floor, that inhale into the pelvic floor. Exhale, relax, contract. Inhale, try and bulge. Exhale, contract as much as you can. Notice where you feel that contraction. Inhale, relax. Exhale, 60% contraction. Okay. From here, we're going to go into child's pose. So sit back into it. This is another one, if you tend to recruit a lot of your abdomen, that you may actually feel it more in your back and you may feel it more in your pelvic floor. Reach out as far as you can. Inhale, exhale, inhale, bulge. Exhale, contract as much as you can. Inhale, relax. Exhale, 40 to 60% contraction. Again, inhale, relax. Feel your ischial tuberosities expand. Exhale, contract, and feel your ischial tuberosities pulling closer together, up and in. Next, we're going to do it in all fours. Inhale, let the pelvic floor relax. Exhale, gentle contraction. Inhale, let your pelvic floor drop down. This time, bulge, 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 bulge. Exhale and contract as hard as you can the pelvic floor. Feel what muscles are working. Inhale, relax the pelvic floor. Exhale, contract just about 40 to 60%. Inhale, and let it relax. From here, we're gonna sit in butterfly pose. If you feel comfortable, this is also crisscross applesauce. Sometimes once we have gravity, we can feel it more. So first, just inhale. Feel the pelvic floor open and expand. Exhale, feel the pelvic floor gently lift away. If you don't feel much of it, you can take that same hand towel, roll it up, and place it directly beneath the perineum and sit on it. This may be a lot of pressure. That's the beauty of having a hand towel, because if it's too much pressure, just unroll it a little bit and place it back under and see how you feel. This time, inhale. Feel the pelvic floor drop into that hand towel. Exhale, feel the pelvic floor gently lift away from the hand towel. This time, inhale and bulge. Exhale and contract as much as you can, lifting the pelvic floor to your head. Lift, 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 lift. Inhale, relax. Let the pelvic floor just gently drop. Exhale, feel it lift 40 to 60%. Inhale and just relax. Sit here for one more moment. Next, we're going to go off to the side and see how our hip position affects it. Can you feel left to right? Do you feel more tension in the front or the back as you do this? Inhale, let the pelvic floor sink to the floor. Exhale, 40 to 60% lift. Inhale, bulge, 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 bulge. Exhale, feel it lift. Switch sides and feel that same sensation. Inhale, letting the pelvic floor drop down. Exhale, gentle lift. Inhale, bulge like you are pushing out a tampon or having a bowel movement. Exhale, full contraction, lift, 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 lift. Inhale, relax. Exhale, 40 to 60% contraction. As we do this, there again isn't a right way to do it, but we're trying to again get awareness. What position can we feel the most relaxation? What position can we feel the most contraction? Both a contraction and relaxation are equally important. And we may need to practice in multiple positions in order to feel it, to get it. So right now it's about being aware, knowing when we are breathing into the pelvic floor, when we are relaxing it, when we are contracting it, practicing in those positions, and then moving to the positions where we didn't quite get it, or where we compensated and noticed that we used our inner thigh, or we squeezed our butt, or we noticed our shoulders coming up. The goal is to practice in those positions where we had the least amount of compensations, and start to pick those compensations away and slowly improve on those so that we can have a more stable contraction and also a more stable relaxation. This again, it's about awareness. It's about connecting to your body so that you can move forward.